Um, how you doing, Andre?
What's up? What's up, everybody? Full circle.
How was your week?
Um, very strenuous. Very
Yeah,
strenuous.
yeah, it was a long week.
Long week, but to say the least, I will announce this now on bringing it full circle. I officially got my results, and I passed to be in the academy for sheriff's deputy.
I'm so excited for you. Raise the roof.
So,
Congratulations, Andre. I'm so excited for you. That's so awesome.
thank you, Selena. I appreciate that.
You're
Definitely
welcome.
appreciate.
You have worked hard for it.
It's been, yeah, absolutely.
Good job, bud.
Thank you again. What's up in world news?
Well, hold on. Just 1 second with me. Bear with
Hold up. Wait
me.
a
Okay.
minute.
All right. In world news, Comet Neowise gives stargazers an opportunity. Astronomers have discovered a new comet during the month of March. Stargazers will have the opportunity to see it throughout the rest of this month, July, before it disappears for nearly 7,000 years. A NASA mission spotted the comet back in March. They named the comet C2020 Neowise. The Near Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer was tasked with finding as many near Earth asteroids as possible that could cause potential harm or danger to the planet. Neowise is approximately 3 miles across, which makes it a fairly large comet. The origin of the material dates back to our solar system, which is about 4.6 billion years old. On July 3rd, the comet came closer to the sun, making it dangerously close to breaking apart. The sun heated up its icy makeup, causing it to erupt in large debris trail of gas and dust. Um, Neowise can be seen throughout July just after sunset. It will be located in low light pollution areas in the northwest hemisphere and just below the Big Dipper. It will be closest to the Earth at 64 million miles away on July 2nd, so it will be predominantly better able to see. Astronomers suggest using a telescope or binoculars to see its tail. Andre, I've never been to New York. Are there places of low light pollution to see a comet like this?
That is something I would definitely need to look into as far as research.
Okay,
I will look into it and
okay,
let you know.
okay. I was just curious because I wasn't sure if New York is like all city or I know it's not all city, not the whole state, because that would make it not low light pollution.
Correct.
Okay. I was just, are you, when you lived in Wisconsin, were you a stargazer or like, you know, follow the meteoroids and asteroids and stuff when you found out they were happening?
Yeah, I think that is something that is super, super interesting.
Hmm.
I would love to. I would love to find out more about that.
Right, me too. I know I'm not very knowledgeable, but it entranced me. They do. All right, well, more in national news. Where the money at? First, no toilet paper. Now, where the money go? Across the nation, the Rona is causing a shortage in change. There is currently a temporary shortage in change that is being released from the Federal Reserve. Back on June 15th, they put limits basically on what each financial institution could order, claims Brandy Dye, also known for being the vice president of operations for Idaho Central Union. Typically, financial institutions like ICCU aren't limited, but with the limitations in order, they're now ordering 25% of what they usually order. There's a reason for it. Brandy Dye says The Federal Reserve has had to put some restrictions in place related to COVID for social distancing so that production in the U.S. Mint is actually down. In addition to that, just because of the economic situation we're in right now, the flow of coins has actually slowed, which means the amount of deposits that are taken to the Federal Reserve are significantly lower. There are signs posted in and around the Family Dollar stores urging customers to pay with exact change or card. Hopefully, like the toilet paper shortage, this will be over in a jiffy. But according to the Idaho Bankers Association, the Federal Reserve expects the coin shortage will fix itself as businesses resume to original operations and the coin circulation goes back to normal. National news, police reform in Colorado. On Friday, Colorado passed a police reform bill that bans chokeholds and will personally hold officers liable if they are convicted of violating any person's civil rights. I hope you all heard that in the back. Kudos to Colorado for being the first state that will hold police financially and criminally liable for civil misconduct suits. Governor Jared Polis signed the bill that mandates state and local officers must wear body cams by 2023. Footage from body cams must be made public. Chokeholds are prohibited. Shooting at running suspects is prohibited. Unless a person is in imminent danger, can deadly force be issued. Every instance in which an officer stops someone they suspect of a crime must be reported, including race, gender, and ethnicity. Police must report other officers for wrongdoing. Officers can be held for damages up to $25,000 if they are found guilty of violating civil rights. Now, the only time an officer is permitted to turn off their body cam is undercover to avoid personal information that is not related to the case, when there is a long period in the incident, or in administrative, tactical, and management discussions. If an officer violates these rules, they may be subject to criminal liability and penalty under law and will face disciplinary action up to and including termination. Any officers who don't turn on or if they tamper with their camera will lose any and all certification for 1 year. For officers who work in jails, prisons, or correctional institutions, the rules of physical force are looser, but otherwise police should apply nonviolent means when possible before resorting to the use of physical force. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, of Colorado tweets that Colorado is the first state to end qualified immunity, which means qualified immunity is not a defense to liability. The only time an officer can use qualified immunity is as a guard, unless evidence shows they violated the Fourth Amendment by using excessive force and they knew they were breaking clearly established law. According to the Supreme Court, established law refers to prior cases in which similar actions were designated illegal. So a lot of that sounds like stuff that should have been normal. Andre, what do you think? Sounds like things that just kind of should have been the way that they should have been that way to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. Most times we are more reactive than proactive. We only come up with solutions after the fact that everything is taking place, instead of coming up with proper planning, which alleviates piss poor performance. I think I said that last week. But I stand true on that and believe that if we did a better job of actually creating solutions to issues before they occur, we would be in a better place with a lot of different things in the world.
Yeah. And just these few simple rules that should have been common sense to begin with can change so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, Andre, I'm going to shoot it on over to you with Alabama news.
All right. Well, we will get into Alabama news in just a moment. After we get into this commercial break, Alabama news coming up for you guys. All right. Stay tuned. We're bringing it full circle.
Putting too much into it. Yeah. Let's get this fire started. Sports became my passion. Combo bring it to life, highlighting all the action. Opinions could explode like a chemical reaction. If we started from the bottom, now rise up the newest caption. Man, it's known that every team and every person got an emphasis. But just that similarity that smokes all of our differences. Statements can get real, better back it up with evidence. Prove it for the record, watch this hour of deliverance. Haters outside the lines, but we do it quite frankly. Cause I'm around the horn, so just part the interruption. Cause the hatred they be spreading, cause the unwanted production. Plus I gotta do it all, and it ain't up for discussion. Man, and blood, sweat, and tears, man, they measure up my accolades.
33. Choice in the backfield, going deep, and they've got T.J. Graham. He takes it inside the 25. He's working on.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Thad Lewis, and check out sports shows on the fastest growing streaming TV network, the OnPoint Network. You can stream it on Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Xbox, YouTube, and Facebook. Download the OnPoint channel and network app to any smart device. It's free, everybody. It's free.
This is what's really going on in Alabama as far as Jeff Sessions is concerned. Jeff Sessions is currently has lost to the Alabama Senate runoff. Tommie Tuberville. For those who don't know who Tommie Tuberville is, Tommie Tuberville used to be a Auburn University War Eagles head coach. All right, so Jeff Sessions lost the primary runoff to the Republican nomination for his old seat. Again, Tommie Tuberville, who had Trump support, defeated Sessions on Tuesday night. Tuberville will take on the Democrat Doug Jones in November. The seat is considered the Democrats' most vulnerable Senate seat since it's in deep red Alabama. Trump tweeted, many African-American Alabamans posted their Republican friends to vote against Jeff Sessions, including Portia Shepard, a major TV host influencer in the Black Belt area. Alabamans, do you think Doug Jones can beat Tommie Tuberville? If not, do you think Tuberville will get the job done better than Jeff Sessions has? If you think so, let us know your thoughts. You know where to tweet us at BIF Circle, all right, on Twitter. So this is looking a lot like Christmas, folks. And when I say a lot like Christmas, there is a lot of sports entities or entities who are winning Senate and government seats. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's a movie guy, celebrity guy, California, right? The wrestler Kane has won a seat as well as the mayor of a town. And now Tommie Tuberville. Salita, do you think that this is A-OK? I just want to know from you. Do you think it's A-OK for President Trump to already look like he is swindling votes to certain folks that he likes?
Well, nothing the president really does is A-OK with me so far. I don't know, Andre.
All right. Well, since we won't talk about rumors of the president and his thoughts on who should be in office, we'll talk about some other rumors. Let's see. How about the rumors of COVID-19 parties in Alabama, folks? Let's talk about that. The University of Alabama says for weeks it has been aware of rumors of students throwing COVID-19 parties where attendees allegedly try to intentionally infect each other with the coronavirus. What? That right there automatically makes me pause. But anyway, the school has not been able to confirm the reports somehow, some way, for some reason. The school also said it fully expects students to safeguard their personal health and safety and that of everyone at the university and in the city. If on-campus activities are to resume, Tuscaloosa Fire Chief Randy Smith stated, "We've heard of these parties where students and kids would come in with the known positives. We thought that it was kind of a rumor at first. We did some additional research. Not only did the doctor's offices help confirm it, but the state confirmed that they also had the same information. Later that day, Councilwoman Sonia McKinsley told the Associated Press and other media outlets that the students hosted parties to intentionally infect each other. McKinsley went on to say that the students put money in a pot, and whoever got COVID would be the first to get cash. It's not clear yet where she got that information. The producers also talked to some of the students from the area. They wish to remain anonymous. They stated that they have been at COVID-19 parties. Some people believe that they've been infected at those parties. The rule was not to go to the doctor after the parties, but to quarantine themselves and to ensure no one would get caught. Well, guess what? We want to encourage these students to take this seriously for themselves, their families, and friends. This virus can easily be spread. If I had some music, I'd say dun 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 dun. Thank you, Captain Obvious. We already know this. Selena, what do you think about these COVID-19 parties?
That made my jaw drop.
Did it now?
Oh my God, I cannot. It's like, sometimes I really want to defend, what are they called? Zoomers? Yeah, I really, what they did, at the, rally in Texas with buying out all of the tickets to Trump's rally and making it look like it was going to be super crowded, and then hardly anybody that the president expected to be there was going to be there, was amazing. But then, and then that's, and it's not fair though that I'm generalizing, and it's not fair because we know that a lot of this is just there are some kids out there who are just being dumb, and they're not being, maybe they're not being educated at home. They haven't been personally affected by it, so they don't understand. But damn, use some common sense.
Love it. I love your enthusiasm. I love it.
I'm trying not to cuss.
It's all good.
Okay.
If you did, I wouldn't even be mad at you because this story is.
We'll bleep it out later. Yeah.
All right. Well, Alabamans, there's one last piece of news I want to talk about before we go to commercial break and talk about Wisconsin news coming up with Selena Cyber. I guess Governor Ivey has heard our call on the news last week to shut it down. That's how you bring it full circle, folks. As she decided to do something a little different. Governor Ivey decided today to announce on the Today Show that Alabama will now be the next state to have a mask order. The governor amended that the safer at home order includes masks required in public when interacting within 6 feet with people from another household, subject to the same exceptions. You have to wear a mask when you are in public and in close contact with other people. Specifically, the order has stated that they have to wear a mask within 6 feet of a person from another household in the following places: an indoor space open to the public, a vehicle operating by a transportation service, an outdoor public space where 10 or more people are gathered. The new mask requirement goes into effect as of July 16, 2020 at 5 p.m. It is currently set to expire July 31st, 2020. Governor Ivey held a news conference with the state health officer, Dr. Scott Harris, to give an update on the COVID-19 in Alabama. Governor also stated by sharing the new COVID-19 case numbers. Here's the bottom line. Overnight, we have had 2,141 new cases. Folks, the numbers just don't lie. Governor also says that she knows this will be a difficult order to enforce, but says the COVID-19 case numbers are trending in the wrong direction. Do you think that this is enough to stop the spread of COVID-19? If you have any comments you want to talk about this on any platform that we hold, you can tweet us at BIF Circle. All right, make sure you do that. Hit the Twitter, BIF Circle. By the way, I have a special guest that is coming on Rise Up. You see her right here. Michelle Visa is in the building. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. In New York news, we are going to interview Michelle Visa in just a few moments. After Wisconsin news, we're going to go to a commercial break.
We gon' set this off so right. Keep that camera rolling all night. This is a movie, so play your position. Me and my girls out here on a mission. Got 'em looking dead on sight. Can't help but to stare ahead so tight. So bring them lights and keep them flashing. You know how it is, lights, camera, action. We gon' keep this party jumping. Gotta give it a little something just to keep them fellas looking. You know how it is. Got 'em hooked, I got 'em crazy on the music. You know how we do. Let's party all night long. Rock until the break of dawn. We gon' do this all night long. Rock until the break of dawn. All night.
And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a beautiful day.
In Wisconsin news, coronavirus, more coronavirus news. Health officials in Wisconsin reported a record of new coronavirus cases for 3 days in a row. According to the State Department of Health Services, there are 926 new cases of coronaviruses on Saturday. 845 new cases were reported on Friday. And on Thursday, the state announced 754 new cases. It skyrocketed. It was crazy how much Wisconsin skyrocketed. As of Saturday, 35,679,000 people. Did I say that right? I think I did. Okay, thank you. In Wisconsin have tested positive for the coronavirus. It has also been reported by the state health department that there have been 7 more coronavirus cases. As of today, the number of deaths are at 827. According to the Wisconsin Hospital Association, all over Wisconsin, 264 people with the coronavirus were taken into care at hospitals as of Saturday morning, which of 29 more people last Saturday. 75 of those patients were in the intensive care unit. Another 155 patients are waiting for results of the coronavirus test. 3,793 people in Wisconsin have been hospitalized in total due to the coronavirus, or around 11% of the cases. There are 6,944 active cases as of Saturday in Wisconsin. Another 79% of individuals have recovered, and the last 2% of the passed away. There are more than 12.5 million confirmed cases of coronavirus all around the world, with the U.S. accounting for 3.4 million cases. That's leading the world. More than 133,000 people in the U.S. have passed away. In related news, kind of just like what's going on in Alabama, Wear the mask or bust. Businesses are required to make their customers wear face masks. If they do not require them, they could face hundreds of dollars in fines in Dane County. It will really focus on teaching people don't wear masks, according to Public Health Madison in Dane County. The goal of this term is to ensure that face coverings are worn when required by providing education first before looking towards enforcement, according to their agency on their website. PHMDC lets individuals know what businesses don't push the issue by not making their staff or customers wear masks at large inside events that they could be cited. While the PHMDC has a group obligated to teach and put their foot down on the new rule, the agency is also pushing people not to take it upon themselves to come between others that believe aren't following the rules. So they're saying, mind your business. It is not your job to intervene with someone who isn't wearing a mask, it wrote. The agency points out that some individuals have circumstances and conditions that will not let them wear a mask. For those people, as well as children under 5 years old, the emergency order has carved out an exemption. Health officials claim in cases where a person is near another person who isn't wearing a mask, they should easily go on wearing theirs and keep 6 feet away from other individuals. So that is news in Wisconsin today, Andre. It's not just Alabama pushing the mask issue. We're doing it here in Wisconsin as well in some parts of the state.
Yeah, they need to get a hold of grip of this real quick. I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. If I was just one who was just sitting here and didn't do a whole lot of research or just went by the media, I'd be quite confused. I would be quite confused.
Yeah.
Are the numbers real? Are the numbers real or are they fake? Who's making up the numbers? Are they really? Do you really need to wear a mask or do you not really need to wear a mask?
Yes.
Like, what phase are we really in? Are we really in phase 3 or are we just dwindling ourselves back to phase 1, which is what it looks like? Looks like states are probably going to go shut down again real soon with all this coronavirus stuff going on. Is it safe to play sports or is it not safe to play sports? Is it safe for our kids to go to school or is it safe for our kids not to go to school? By the way, with that being said, I'm going to go to a quick, fast commercial break. And when I come right back, Michelle Visa is on the docket to get interviewed for Rise Up. We are going to kick off New York news with her. And then we are going to talk to her as well as we get into New York news. We'll hear her thoughts. And of course, Selena Cyber's thoughts in Wisconsin. She's so phenomenal, by the way. Put some likes and hearts in the air if you're on Facebook, like and share. And hit us on BFI Circle on Twitter if you have any questions to ask or any comments. All right, we'll see you in just a moment. We're bringing it full circle. Y'all know what it is.
33. Choice in the backfield, going deep, and they've got T.J. Graham. He takes it inside the 25. He's working on.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Thad Lewis, and check out sports shows on the fastest growing streaming TV network, the OnPoint Network. You can stream it on Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Xbox, YouTube, and Facebook. Download the OnPoint channel and network app to any smart device. It's free, everybody. It's free.
Have had the opportunity of talking with Thad Lewis while he was here in Buffalo. Shout out to Bills Mafia, by the way. Y'all know what it is here in the 716. If you don't, you better, because the person that I'm about to interview right now with Selena Cyber as we bring it full circle is 716 extraordinaire.
You look beautiful tonight, hon.
Thank you. You look great.
Michelle Visa, what's up?
I'm here. How's everything?
Everything is wonderful in this crazy pandemic world that we live in right now.
As good as we can be.
Absolutely.
As positive as we can be.
Absolutely. With that being said, we are speaking on positivity. Obviously, this is what we do on Rise Up. We highlight positive people in our communities. And Michelle Visa, with that positivity that you exude every day, I and the people who are watching Full Circle would love to know, what is it that you do and how can they reach you?
Okay, so I do several things. I am an educator, for one. For two, I own a business called Teen Talk, where I teach teenage students and I have some younger students as well how to be journalists and broadcast and video production, basically exactly what I do. I also am an on-air personality. I also blog for Hip Hop Weekly. I'm also a music artist, and then in addition, I do try to, you know, do a lot of community engagement as well.
That's amazing.
There's so much stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
You heard it first right there on Facebook. If you watching right now, put some likes and hearts in the air. I'm telling you right now, 716, the Western New York region has phenomenal people who are
we
trying
do.
to get better with the communities in which we live in. All right. Make sure you continue to support bringing it full circle, because every week we're going to bring someone new to the circle who does just that. Now, Michelle Visa, this is Selena Michelle, obviously. Selena, you have any questions you want to ask Michelle?
I'm going to be talking to you especially a lot after the show because you can probably teach me a lot. I am in complete awe of everything that you just said. Like, I wish I had had those kind of opportunities here.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to do it. I wanted to create, I wanted to give back. I mean, I'm not like super rich or super a celebrity or anything, but I want to use my platform, to give back to the youth, to the younger people who kind of see what I'm doing and they like it and want to get in tune with it. So I just help them, climb up.
Okay. So do you work with, do you have like your own interns who will learn this stuff as?
Okay, so during the school year, like before the pandemic with Teen Talk, I was in East Community High School, Bennett High School, Riverside High School, and I also did some work with West Hurdle Academy. So I actually have an after school program there, and we do it on Saturday Academy. So they come in and they learn, like I said, video production, how to public speaking skills, and we know the program is successful. I've had so many students tell me like, this has helped me to raise my hand in class more. This has helped me to be more confident when I speak. It also helped me to figure out, hey, I want to be a journalist. I want to be a reporter. I want to be a videographer, stuff like that. So I do have interns. Since the pandemic, we went virtual. So we did Teen Talk virtually for about 6-7 weeks. Right now over the summer, since there is no school, we're on a break right now, but I do have students that we still go out, like when the rallies and stuff were downtown, we were meeting up, or I pick them up, and we use still safety precautions, but we went down there and got to interview a lot of the activists and a lot of the people that were at the protest. So I do have interns. I'm teaching them how to, like I said, blog and different things like that, start their own websites and stuff.
Girl, you were amazing. So cool. No, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's in me. I'm spirit led, so I go by what the spirit says, and it's the right thing to do, to give back and help. And sometimes the kids, everybody's afraid of them or think that they're just have this certain stigma about teenagers, but really they just want guidance. They just want people to pay them attention and show them love and respect as well. So I try to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I have something very interesting. It just hit me like a lightning bolt. Michelle Visa, we are about to get into New York, Western New York news.
Okay.
In which this is going to be a first time for everything. We are going to talk about each topic, and we're going to ask you how you feel about the topics that we have for New York news.
Okay.
They need to know. So I'm going to start off with the first one right here. And again, if you don't know who Michelle Visa is, you need to know who she is. All right.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, she's going to tell you exactly where you can find her and follow her in the whole 9 yards. I need y'all to do that. All right. Support is very important. As we support Western New York news, we got a whole lot to talk about. First and foremost, we want to talk about what just took place on Fisher Street. One man was shot, seriously injured. It's under investigation. Police say it happened about 10 p.m. on Tuesday night. So, Michelle Visa, I'm gonna say this in a nutshell. We have had over 60 some shootings since the pandemic started. What would you tell the people in the Western New York region?
I mean, I wish they would know that we're not the enemy of each other. It's a bigger oppressor, and we're busy fighting each other when there's so much other things that we should be fighting for. I feel like, a lot of the killings are retaliation. You shot my man, I'm gonna shoot you. You shot my dad. It's just going back and forth. I really wish we could have some kind of peace and rest, because it's literally like you can't go out anywhere. You can't hang out and do much. So it's like, let's just shoot each other. Like it just, I just hate that we're going through this, and it seems like a vicious cycle. I know a lot of the shootings were happening in the fruit belt in Central Park, and these guys have had beef for years. I'm talking 20, 30 years. Some of this stuff has nothing to do with them. They're shooting each other. Oh, you're from CP? I don't have beef with you personally, but you're from this area, so I'm going to shoot you and try to kill you. So I just wish, you know what I mean, people would stop dying over these neighborhoods. Again, they've said that we own nothing on and things like that. I would say that we have to rise up, but it's not always us. We were put in the ghetto, you know what I mean? So there's several reasons why we living in poverty. People have to sell drugs to support their family. There are no jobs. And the list goes on and on. So, it's a whole community issue. I feel like it is the cause of these shootings and things like that. So I'm just hoping that, people wake up and, like I said, try to realize, like, we are not each other's enemy, but we've been put against each other for 400 years since Willie Lynch. So it's systemic, and we kind of have to break. They used to say break the chains off the brains. We have to do that and realize, like, we are allies to each other. If we came together, they would. That's why they kept us divided for so long. The power that we have physically, mentally, we will be unstoppable. So we're fighting against a lot of factors here. So I just want everybody to stay safe.
I absolutely 110% agree with you. Being systemically oppressed definitely hinders a community, especially when there are no resources, no opportunities, things of that nature. You put people in a private situation, and what you think is going to happen when you put the same type of people in an impoverished situation, there's going to be some type of crime. We have been programmed for the longest time to fight, and not to just fight everybody else, but fight each other too, which is something that I see in this community that is very that takes a heavy toll on our community, is that we fight each other instead of coming together with each other and building. Because when you see someone, a person of light, a person that is willing to elevate and motivate, people are worried about, well, that person is that person gonna outshine me? Is that person gonna be better than me? And then you have situations where, because we don't have enough love and care, and there's not enough togetherness. When I was growing up, it was a lot more togetherness, but because we don't have that factor anymore, that factor is totally dwindled. Now you have people just shooting people just because, I don't like you.
I want to comment on that. So basically, I had a boutique in the Galleria Mall. I no longer have it. It was just, it was a headache. And I'm not really, I only started the boutique because I was looking for clothes, that could fit my body type and my size. So that's kind of why I did it. I don't really sew or have a passion for fashion or anything like that. But I literally had somebody come up to me and say, do you know how many people don't like you because you're in the Galleria Mall? And I'm like, what? Like, I just didn't understand that. And people say, oh, I'm not going to put money in her pocket. I'm not going to make her rich. I'm not going to make her do that. Not knowing I work directly with the youth. I had summer youth workers, not knowing I helped several youth start their own business and things like that, giving back. So it's just, it's mentally, it's a lot, you know what I mean? People, they just have a lot of I'm trying to look for the word, but
they're misinformed.
Yeah.
Definitely misinformed. Have a lot of misinformation. That thing happen. That's why we created our own news broadcast platform so that you can get the real information right here. To help officers on calls with mental health or substance abuse issues, it has been brung up for a while. We have brung it up for a while. People like Tanika Simmons, people like Dominique Calhoun, people like Dorothea Franklin, people like myself, people like Diallo Payne, and many, many others in this community have brung up the fact of having a organization that polices the police, or at least helps the police in situations where they are not showing that they are trained or qualified to handle. So Endeavor Health Services will provide social workers for these specific situations. This is all to encourage diversion instead of arrest and jail sentences. The program will be paid through grants of Mother Kathleen Health Foundation. So, as interesting as that news sounds, of course, I have to bring something full circle with that. Who decided on picking this organization? Number one. Number two, did the people pick this organization? Number three, I live out here in Cheektowaga / West Seneca, but I'm always in the neighborhood. I'm always in the 716 Buffalo East Side, North Side, South Side, West Side regions. And I want to know, did they have any say on this, for one? And two, why, again, is an organization that has no idea what our communities look like, why are they getting involved in city situations? Why isn't a organization from the city, inner city, involved with this? That is my question.
What's the
Because
organization? What is the organization called?
the organization is Endeavor Health Services, and they're a Cheektowaga organization that will help Buffalo police. Well, here's my problem with that. Being a person who's not only worked within law enforcement, works for law enforcement, and also knows a lot about law enforcement, Cheektowaga, the folks in Cheektowaga have a totally different perception on things than the people in Buffalo have. The mentality, the way of thinking is totally different in Cheektowaga than it is here. See, in Cheektowaga, you get stopped for having a headlight out. Okay? You get stopped for that. In Buffalo, it's a little different. Okay? Just the mentality aspect doesn't sit well with me. I'm wondering, and I'm gonna look into this even more. And Michelle, I think we probably collectively should look into this more as far as who decided this organization. And
we have organizations right here in Buffalo, like fighting for the same thing. So I'm wondering why they would choose to go to Cheektowaga to address these issues. Even though, I mean, baby steps, I would say I'm happy that they do realize that it is a problem and they need somebody to come in and help deal with mental health, because we do know in the Black community, sometimes officers, like, they don't de-escalate the situation. They make the situation 10 times worse. So I'm happy they're bringing in, an organization to help address those issues. But again, like you said, why wouldn't they bring organization from the inner city to deal with the Buffalo Police Department? So
Right.
Yeah, definitely look into that.
definitely has been an issue with people patrolling streets who don't understand the streets, don't understand the communities. That is my biggest issue. There will be a conversation on this Friday with letting our voices in power. Obviously, you seen the commercial earlier. We do that. We definitely let our voices in power during that show. We talk about different issues that are hard to talk about, and that is one of them that we will talk about. All right, moving right along. This one is a sizzler. It's been sitting hot for the last couple of days since it's been announced. Governor Cuomo has announced the formula for reopening schools. And I already see a head shake right there. As an educator, you heard Michelle Visa. She's an educator. She's already shaking her head. That tells you there's going to be some type of disdain with what's going on. So it says here that the formula notes that schools will be able to reopen if the region is in phase 4. Okay. Phase 4 is the economic opening. COVID-19 infection rate must be lower than 5% based on its average day to day. However, the infection rate cannot be above 9% on a 7-day average after August 1st, or schools will close.
I think New York in general is doing better than a lot of other states because of like the things that he's put in place. I'm extremely nervous about schools opening. I feel like as an educator, I've seen it where teachers will not let students wash their hands after even coming out of the bathroom. There's like, oh, here goes sanitizer. I've seen that with my own eyes. I've seen people dig their hands in a snack jar and hand them to kids like this. All those are gonna, it's contamination.
Yeah.
I'm just worried. I don't know how this is going to work. We know that at Buffalo Public Schools the classes are overcrowded. You have some classes with 30 students in them. How are you going to social distance with 30 students? I'm worried about switching classes. You're switching classes. Other students are coming to different desks. Teachers have a hard time with supplies. People, maybe at the beginning of the year, they'll bring in sanitizer wipes. It's a fight to even get that kind of stuff.
Just for home, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a shortage right now. So how are they going to make sure the schools have a large enough supply of it? Again, I'm just, even in the cafeteria, in the classroom, how are you going to space students out? I would like to see students go back to school for the simple fact that we know that students are not working on anything at home. We've seen the low numbers. Even when the district did distribute laptops, the numbers were still very low as far as the students that are actually logging on and doing the work. I don't know if it's because it's not a push from the parents and the parents don't know. The kids are not motivated, but that's another thing where they've been out of school for months and some of them have done no reading, no writing, no adding or anything. Yeah. So if part of me, yes, I do want schools to open back up, but only if it's safe. And as of right now, I don't feel it's safe. Look at the cases that you just said, all thousands of cases popping up. Atlanta, look at that. They opened. Now we have people traveling in and out of state and out of cities and then coming back. And our kids, we know the babies, they carry a lot of germs. They sneeze and they'll wipe it here and that's it. And then they go and touch somebody's hand or the crayon. So I'm very nervous about schools opening. I see a lot of people on my timeline saying they are not sending their child back. And I do not blame them for it. I feel like there needs to be a real system in place. And if we're going to move over to virtual learning, we need to really take a look at how to make that successful.
Absolutely. Hi, Andre.
I want to thank everybody for that. Sorry, I was trying to change the background. As you can see, this guy is now in my background. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Thanks a lot to Selena Cyber for catching that for sure and continuing the conversation. I heard everything you had to say, Michelle. Here's what I got to say to both of you. There's two things that on my Libra scale just kind of weigh heavy on me. One is not having school open in this blended education where you're going to do virtual online stuff. How does that affect the child versus coronavirus? You send your kids to school, they may get sick because there's some studies that say kids aren't really getting coronavirus. And then there's other studies that say not sending them to school is affecting kids' social and emotional processes as they are younger. So which of the two, how do we come up with solutions here? Which is the first thing. My other thing is this. What phase are we in?
Good question.
Can you please tell me what phase we're in?
I don't know.
I figured it out.
None of us have. It's so confusing. Like we just, this blended classroom. I almost understand the blended classroom because then they can establish some social distancing between students. And the kids can get some education online as well. I can almost understand that. But I mean, really, like, there's so much more going on. How can that be the best possible solution that we've come up with?
You know what? I feel bad. I feel bad for the kids.
I
Can you imagine growing up? You ready for your 8th grade graduation, and it's virtual. Can you imagine graduating from high school and it's virtual?
Right.
Can you imagine being the star athlete who's put time, effort into not only your studies but your athletic career, and to have this totally just wipe away opportunities because you're gonna miss your senior year because coronavirus is here. Like, those things to me are very, and excuse my language, excuse my French, but very damning and alarming to me when it comes down to kids.
It
How
was
do they
very
handle
hard.
it?
It was hard. These students really like dealt with so many emotions. Like they felt alone, depressed. It was. I'm like, you guys are lucky because back in the day we didn't have digital. We were able to video chat and have calls, but even then they still are feeling like lonely and out of touch. And it's so funny. I was saying, because before the pandemic, you'll have a room full of students or friends, and they'll be sitting there on their phones, not even interacting with each other. And now, that's the only way they really can interact with each other. So
Yeah.
I just hope parents, pay attention to your child because they are definitely going through some, mental and emotional roller coaster. So it's really important to pay attention to that. And I found myself with my family. I mean, we were doing TikToks together. We were working out together, walking, bike riding, jogging. Like we just tried to do as many things as we could together, to try to fill that void. But I know they're like, they're going through it. They really are.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have to ask the ultimate question. Would you send your kid to school right now?
Right now, we're in July and the numbers are still, I feel like, are still up. I would say no right now. No.
That's how I feel. Like, numbers are highest that they have been at all right now. And we're just starting to send ourselves to work. I don't even want to be at work. I still want to be at the safe at home order. And that has nothing to do with unemployment. It has to do with being scared.
Yeah. Don't want to catch it. Don't want to bring it home to the family.
Right. I don't want to give it to my grandma. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to. And so I mean, I face anxiety with it every day, just at work. So no, I don't want to send my daughters to school. But then there's everything that you have addressed, Michelle. Like she's went through it too. I couldn't do it right now. I couldn't send her back to school.
I forget what state it was. I seen that they made people sign a death waiver. Like if your child dies from COVID, it's not the school district's fault. Because, several school districts are going, like Florida is getting ready to go back. So my cousin is like, she's debating, like they have to sign paperwork, like, yeah, we're opting in to send them or we're not. So she's battling with that internally, like, what should I do? But I see this online and I'm like, I got to look more into this. But they're actually saying that one of the school districts said that they're sending parents waivers. If your child dies from COVID, you can't hold the school district liable. So that's scary in itself. That's like, no.
Right. Because of the school, I mean, in the town that I live in, we have really good schools that are really clean and they're very nice and whatever. But if the school itself can't keep up with the standards to keep COVID out of there, at least the minimum standards to clean and disinfect and whatever, and then you're going to give parents a death waiver? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I just hope that they can get something in place. Like I said, if we're going to do virtual learning, to have parents and students accountable because they still need to be doing work. They still need to be exercising their mind. They have to know that that is important. So like I said, I'm relying on myself to teach a lot of the stuff that they don't teach in the school district to my child because, I think this is the perfect time to take advantage of that. And she's getting ready to go to high schools, which is crazy. And she's going to high school, and now it's like, okay, they want tuition, they want their deposit. It's like, okay, I don't even know if we're going back, and you're
Right.
asking me for $500 down, and when they start, you want $700 a month, and it's like, okay, if they're not going to be in school, should we have to pay this? That's my thing. So, as of right now, I would say no. She's doing her summer reading, assigned reading. It's a chapter book, and it's a big packet. So we've been just working on that, but I don't know if we're going back. I really don't.
All right. Well, we are talking about COVID-19. I got some nice, of course. I got nice information updates on COVID-19 as it pertains to Erie County. 67 new cases of COVID-19 have appeared. Obviously, you just see this number here, 7,833 total cases right now. Everybody can see that. You can see that. We all can see it. Sweet. New York City, 912 new cases.
Wow.
Total of 175,000 cases. I think I said that totally wrong. It's 403,175 cases. Yeah, thanks. Of COVID is hitting New York City. In the U.S., we now have over 3.4 million.
Wow.
See if we can make this bigger for you. There you go. Let's make it bigger for everybody. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay. By the way, I was just reading something as well. California reports more than 11,000 new cases of COVID-19, setting a daily record. And of course, the 2021 Rose Bowl has been totally canceled for the first time since World War II.
Wow.
Walmart and Kruger have made it official. They are making it mandatory that everyone has to wear a mask nationwide starting next week. It's weird because they already was doing that here.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
We haven't, not in Wisconsin. Like, you didn't have to wear face masks going into Walmart.
Wow.
But I think it is now. I'm not quite sure. I haven't been to Walmart. I don't know. I can't.
It's crazy because first they said you don't need to wear the mask if you're not sick, only people who are sick. Then they want everyone to wear the mask. I've just been wearing it. I'm like, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it's hot, whatever, but I don't care. I've been wearing my mask. And like you said before, Selena, like, people mind your business. If they don't have a mask, I wouldn't even confront them. I'm just going to stay away from you. I'm not going to say anything to you. That's not my place. Like, a lot of people, like, that's how a lot of altercations happen. People not minding their own business. So.
Well, I have one of the comments here says, how long do we live in fear, coming from TC? And, we touched on this last week in the Love Show. Andre, remember we were talking about this, and at first we were all kind of like, we're not sending our kids back to school, and TC had a lot to say in the comments then. And then we got into the dark side. You kind of switched the conversation to the dark side. That's what you called it, like the dark side of our thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and because we do all have that fear. And he said here, how long do we live in fear? We have the fear. But in the same token, okay, so we have to wear face masks, but we're opening up schools? We're going to be fined for not wearing face masks, but we're going to open up the schools? Like, isn't that some kind of contradiction? Why are there so many contradictions happening? And to me, that's my dark side coming out. Like, what is going on?
The dark side is starting
to come dark side.
Coming back. I'm trying. Listen, don't get me started. Now
I can't help it. Like, the whole time I've been trying to play it safe. A lot of us have been trying to play it safe. A lot of us have had people that we've lost. I've been wanting to be safe the entire time. I've seen personally uphand what happens when you lose somebody. But in the same token, something else is going on. Like, something's going on. And I'm tired of just saying, I can't do this right now. Like, I am on a line. I'm right on that line where it's like the dark side or the light side.
I'm so confused about this because like my one friend says like COVID is not going to affect the average healthy person. That's his thoughts on it. So, but then we see news articles where a 22-year-old with no underlying conditions passed away. So it's like it's hard. It's like what do you believe? Like what?
Yeah.
Michelle, is this the same COVID that people said doesn't exist or tend to live well in hot weather?
Or if you're melanin descent, you won't get it. Yeah, that's the same COVID.
It's the same COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
That dark side. Yeah.
Today's my first, like, I've been in the house, like, really, like, just going to and from. I haven't really done much, but I went to City Hall today and they did, like, a temperature reading and I was perfectly fine and everything. But I was like, okay, this might be something they have to put in place for students when they coming in and staff as well. Because I am guilty for going to work sick. Oh, I don't need to take a day. I'll be okay. I've been sneezing. I'm all right. But no, and they shouldn't hold people accountable for not going to work if they're sick, you know. But I just had that experience today about getting my temperature checked because I like right now I'm off, so I don't have to worry about getting COVID testing for work or anything like that. But I think that possibly having the temperature checks, and it took like 3 seconds, something like that, and sanitizing stations, and maybe cubicles, plastic, but all that would have to be sanitized. But I don't think they're ready for school. I don't think that's going to happen or it should happen.
My only question starts to become, is this about control more than it is about safety? Is this about agenda more than it is safety? Because there's a couple things that stand out before we go. And of course, every week, Wednesday and Thursday, you can get real news, all right? Real news media right here, bringing it full circle with myself and Selena. 30,000 people have hit the unemployment button, in which a lot of them have not been answered. But I have not seen one government official yet lose any money. Not one. But there are people who have been laid off from their jobs, small businesses that have lost money.
I know I have.
People who are struggling immensely. But I have not seen one government official lose a red penny, nor have I seen them contribute one red penny. So is this more about control? Is this about control and keeping people a certain way, affecting people in a certain way? We talk about systemic oppression. Are we using COVID-19 to continue to oppress certain folks? Like tomorrow in the news, I'm going to talk about how 5 businesses just went down, got government shutdowns. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm just wondering, starting to look real fishy.
Well, that brings me so much deeper into the rabbit hole of the dark side. I'm not even joking. Like I've even heard, and of course, fake news is fake news. I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory, but is this the new world order of control of the entire world? And you have to, well, I wonder. I'm like, oh no, maybe it is, like, I don't know. It's starting to get scary, like super scary. But yeah, that just, Andre, what you said just brought me so much deeper into the rabbit hole. Thank you.
Is COVID-19, these are questions that need to be asked. There are questions that we need answers to. Number one, is COVID-19 a way to continue to support the idea of separatism? You can't come across the border.
Right.
I can't go across that border. Is this about separatism? 1. 2, is this about systemically oppressing certain folks? Because small business is suffering immensely.
Yes.
And we know that the melanin community are usually small business owners when it comes to business. Majority of melanin folks have small businesses, if they have businesses at all. My third thing is, how come y'all ain't losing no money? I was always taught follow the money trail.
Yeah.
Where is it? Coins is going out of
Right.
coins is
Coin shortage we have going on.
Yep.
Is that the way for them to change this to like a,
That's what I've been seeing too,
cashless
like,
society, or
right. Like, where's all this leading?
where's the coins?
tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will have a nice list of what a cashless society is going to look like. If there's a cashless society, I have a nice little list of what it's going to look like.
Okay. I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or if I'm dreading it. Like, I'm like,
Hey, but you know what? We're bringing it
I'm
full
gonna be
circle.
a Darth Vader by the end of this whole thing.
That's right. We want to thank Michelle Visa. By the way, Michelle Visa, please let everybody know where we can reach you.
Yes.
You can reach me at Michelle Visa on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also reach me at Teen Talk Buffalo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So that's the best way to get to me. I check my messages and stuff like that. So if you want to learn more about me or the program, just hit me up. Very I usually answer all the messages I get.
Thank you for being here. You're amazing.
Thank you. You guys are so fun and informative. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed this.
We try to be. Hopefully, it will not be the last time. And on top of it, we got work to do, Michelle, in this community. We got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do. And shout out to all the activists. Shout out to people like yourselves who are bringing it full circle, doing real news and real media. Because what I've noticed in these times, our Channel 2s, our Channel 4s, they put out what they want to put out. It may not necessarily be the real story. It's their narrative. I did a great interview with my Teen Talk kids about for one of the news stations about having more Black teachers, about retaining Black teachers, about having African-American curriculum in the school system. And they did not air that interview at all. My kids spoke so well and so articulate. They did not air that interview. I feel like it was a little too deep and a little too real for them. So they didn't air it. So right then and there, I said, it's our job to be the news, our job to be the media, and put the stories out there that are important to our people in our community.
Michelle.
Yes.
Your teens can come on, bring it in full circle, or the Love Show at any point in time. You let me know. We'll set that up.
That'd be great because they're all using Zoom, so that'd be wonderful.
And let me ask this question.
I'm so excited.
One of the kids definitely interviewed the mayor, correct?
We all did. I'll be putting those up. We were all there. We did it all in segments. I can't say we got any real answers, but I'll be releasing that footage. But
are you surprised?
A little bit. But the kid's response was really but he also said, you guys are asking some better questions than I've been interviewed in a while. So he really was, impressed by the questions that my students were asking them. It was about 6 students, and we had to do social distancing. So we had to do them one at a time with their questions. But I will be releasing those. We got some answers, not many, but I'll air it and let the people decide what they think.
All right. So guess what? Teen Talk coming real soon to bring it in full circle, and the Love Show, by the way, real soon. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen for y'all.
For sure.
Michelle Visa, I want to thank you so very kindly for coming on. We loved you. We learned a whole hell of a lot.
Thank you guys. I learned
thank you.
too. I really appreciate what you guys are doing.
By the way, Bethany said Michelle Visa is the truth when it comes to supporting inner city kids.
Oh, thanks, Bethany. She's amazing too. She's an advocate, and she goes to Albany before this pandemic, and she advocates for a lot of people's rights as well. So thank you, Bethany.
Good.
We need to get Bethany on here too.
Oh, yeah, she knows her stuff. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, Bethany, let's get you on here too. We got to highlight positivity.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a blast. I would be amiss if I didn't say we went over our time. We did, but nevertheless, again, real soon we are in talks about having Full Circle be more than 30-minute show. We are looking into that. So shout out to the OnPoint Network, by the way. If you do not have the OnPoint Network, which is a major streaming network You need to get it right now. It is free. All right, go get it.
What is it? An app? Do I download it? How do I get it?
Yes, you can download it on all your social media. You can download it on your phone, your TV, your tablet. It is on Roku. It is on Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick. It is on YouTube,
Apple TV.
Apple TV. Yes, it is on all those sites. And of course, you know, Rise Up Family, we are here. So it is there as well. You can get it on the Rise Up Family Network. You can get it. You can just go get it. How about that? Like Vitamin E said, get into it. All right. Make sure you get into it. All right. Let's go do that.
Thanks,
This has been bringing it full circle.